Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am taking you behind the scenes on Jack Houston. Last time I was painting up some of this terrain, and here you're going to see some of the terrain that was painted and photographed. So these are the little lily pad things, I'm calling them, mushrooms, whatever they are. And they are painted and stuck onto the terrain. These are some additional little pieces of moss that came packaged similarly from hobby stores that I also painted with the same paint. And then down here you can see these little flowers that I stuck down in the ground. So, oh, and here are the vines. So this is one of the raw photographs that I took, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I took this and turned it into this. And what you're looking at here is the final shot of this segment of the midground and foreground image. Here we have the foreground elements, and then of course in the gray that would be the background, so we're not seeing that yet. But right here we're seeing the midground where a character is going to walk around. So what you're seeing, let's see. First of all, this is a map that's what kind of cuts out our background, and that was created using a pass that was very blue, so I could see what I was doing there, cutting all that out. Another interesting thing to point out is that these flowers, as you can see, they get much brighter when I turn this off and on, because I had to go through and make sure that they popped. I've also got some color adjustments here to make all of the purples pop a bit more. It's subtle, but it's there. And then there are different passes with lighting. So this is without the tree light, and this is with the tree light. Okay, and this is the ground on, taking off the ground on the right side so I can see what it looked like before, and the ground on the left side. And these are just taking away different passes, so that you can kind of see what it looked like before these passes came in. There's some harsher lighting here before I turn on this layer with the left spotlight, and here's the right spotlight. So that just kind of shows you a little bit about what goes into separating all those different layers, and how I was able to achieve all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and take. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm not going to save it because I haven't done anything to it. And what we've got here is the rest of the scene. The scene you just saw cut off about here, and so what I've got here is the blue screen. Okay, and then here I've got the tree light pass, and then here I've got a slightly darker version of the tree light, and then the ground on the left lit up and the ground on the right lit up. Okay, so I'm going to start with the tree pass, and I'm going to start taking some of that away, or some of what I don't want the tree pass to light up away. Now what I want is, I want this stuff to be lit as it's lit on these passes, although I'm seeing some stuff I do kind of like. I like some of the softness here, so I'm actually going to leave a little bit of it, but I'm going to take away all of this stuff. I've got an eraser, and I'm just going through, and I'm going to erase again. I'm going to check. Nope, I definitely like the layers below better, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them here, and I'm going to even speed that up by coming through with. No, I want to keep that. Got a lasso here, and lasso the stuff I don't want. Always make sure that you got feather on 0, because that's bit me in the butt a few times. And then I'm gonna come over here and soften that up a little bit. And yeah, I'm just gonna I am gonna leave that for now, because I do kind of like how that's looking. But the tree is definitely best on this lighting pass. Okay, so there's my tree, and then below here we have we have a darker tree lighting pass, although I think it's probably a bit too dark, so I'm going to leave that alone for now. And below that we've got ground left and ground right. Now, one of the interesting things to point out here is that, see all these flowers, these are here on the ground left. On the ground right, they're not there anymore. They're over here. because I only made a small batch of them. So I'm moving them as I'm taking these pictures, and that's going to help me move through production a whole lot faster. So what I want to do is I want to actually see below that ground left image over here on the right side and reveal the image that I took for the right. Okay, and let's see how that's revealing all of those extra flowers. There's before and after. Incidentally, actually, I'm going to just come over here and see. Okay, that's where it stops. So I'm going to want to take it away just right here. Incidentally, I am also using a pen. I've got a little tablet here that's somewhat reminiscent, or I'm sorry, somewhat similar to the Bamboo. It's an older Wacom. Basically, it's a Bamboo. It's just a little bit. It's not quite as fancy as a Bamboo. Now I'm liking some of this darkness over here on the tree dark piece here, so I'm gonna go ahead and utilize some of that. I'm gonna utilize some of that. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it up here. Okay, and that's gonna, in fact, I'm not even gonna go that far. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce my flow, and then come here again and just subtly take away a little bit of light, or I should say a little bit of darkness as I go, to just finesse it to where I want it to be, because I'm liking some of the lightness up here of the panels below, but I'm liking this darkness down here in the particularly on the left side. Obviously I have to get rid of it on the right side because I did not photograph the flowers on this particular layer, the tree dark layer. But I'm liking the way the ground looks on the left side of the screen on the tree dark layer. So even though I did not take this photograph with the idea of using the ground on the left side of the screen, I like how it came out. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, because I think that that's a little bit nicer with that little bit of darkness there. So yeah, I'm liking how this is looking so far. I think I've got a good balance of everything. I think I can kind of see the rocks pretty well, and I have a soft sort of aspect to this ground level here, so that the it kind of comes into darkness in the foreground, and I've got a little bit of lightness here where these rocks are, and I'm liking all that. So one other thing, these vines, I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to give myself a very small brush, and this is something that I did on the other piece as well. And give myself 100% flow. These vines just aren't quite doing it, and they need a little help. They need a little bit of extra work there to get them to kind of look. What I'm going for, what I'm really going for here is I'm looking for the I guess Edgar Rice Burroughs jungle, you know, the Tarzan jungle look. I want, you know, vines kind of intertwining around themselves and each other, and giving me a sort of I guess romanticized image of you know the sort of the vine jungle, and you know I am kind of playing with colors here. I've got, as you can see, I did leave a lot of green here, you know, and in the last video, if you watched that, you saw me go through a lot of a painstaking process to get things not green anymore. I'm trying to find a balance, is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a look that gives me a little bit of green, and still feels recognizable as a jungle. At the same time, I don't want it to be a jungle that you feel like you've ever seen before, or you know, could check out, you know, by tuning into you know, Discovery Channel. I want this to be something that is very, you know, obviously alien, but at the same time, I want you to be able to look at it and say it's an alien jungle, and not just some kind of you know, a strange abstract alien planet. That's not what I'm going for with Jack Houston. I want you know, the traditional vine jungles, you know, and I want beasts that kind of look like you know, some sort of strange idea of a mutated Earth beast. I want everything about the game to have a familiar feel, you know, that just, you know, this is a jungle just like ours, but it's on a different world. So maybe the animals are a little different. They're alien, but they're not, you know, they're not completely alien to what we'd expect to see in a jungle. And that's kind of what Edgar Rice Burroughs was known for. And he is one of my biggest influences on this game. He did a lot of you know, transplanting the Tarzan you know, vine jungles of Africa onto other, you know, planets. And so you would have beasts that kind of seemed similar to an elephant, or seemed you know, like they could have originated, you know, in the Serengeti. And you know, and maybe that was a lack of originality on his part, but I think that more likely it was about tapping into something that everyone could relate to and understand and look at and understand. And you know, he didn't do hard sci-fi, he did adventure, and there's something very different about adventure sci-fi. It has its own sort of feel, and it's kind of what I'm going for here. So you know, this all looks kind of weird close up, but as you can see, when you pull back a bit, you get this tangly, you know, hanging vine jungle-y sort of look that's just a little bit more interesting than what we had before. So I'm going to go ahead and punch in a few more details like that, and then once I've gotten this all sort of dressed up the way I like it, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece, and I'm going to marry it to the other piece and create one long scene, and I have one more little piece that goes here on the end, which I've just photographed recently, and we'll go ahead and I'll put it all together. So in the next video I should have something a little bit more complete to show you guys. In the meantime, thanks, and remember to subscribe, comment, like if you like it, and join us on the forums too. We're on the forums.warbirdgames.com. Thanks.